in the escape sequence.
Yep. Speaking of Eastern Palace, you know that room right before the boss?
Ooh. Oh, we got a medallion right off the start. Quake.
Right off the bat, Quake Medallion tilde bacon coin, as some people call it. Looks like all normal crystals in the light world, unless I saw that wrong. And was that a book?
That was a book. We just found the holy text of the sanctuary, apparently.
All right. Yeah, that is basically... we literally just found the scriptures.
This is looking like a pretty interesting overworld. We got the pokies bouncing around and fire bars. So I guess it's a Mario seed.
Oh, I just missed what was on the race game there. Did you see that?
Yeah. I did not, but it looks like it's nothing important. sonicam is going right past it. We're going to be seeing the library item, which is flippers.
Whoa. Okay. So, now, it could be we don't need those.
Could be.
But it's pretty unlikely.
Yeah. We have a shield here in Lumberjacks, so I doubt any of these players are going to be rushing off to Aghanim anytime soon. One of my favorite little things about the Randomizer is the fact that the fake Master Swords can be enemies.
It's kind of the best, and you can actually just pick them up and throw them at people.
Yeah.
I think they hit the same as most other thrown objects in terms of damage.
Yeah. So, nothing good in the forest so far, and just a piece of heart in the chicken hut. Where do you think we're going to be seeing some good progression in this seed? Well, there's something.
Right there. I was going to say, Hookshot. What up?
Yeah, Hookshot's nice. It doesn't get us anywhere at the moment. We still need access to the mountain or Swamp Palace to make good effect of it.
Ooh, hello.
That is a good pull reward. We have a pot crab here in this bomb hut, which didn't seem to be dropping anything.
Too many sprites on the screen.
Yeah, maybe. Looks like we have like a bit of a post-Aghanim thing here in Kakariko. We already have the red guard on our backs.
And sonicam is just taking that fish. Gonna get the fish prize from the bottle vendor.
It's actually not bad. Huh, I didn't realize that the music actually triggers for the guards in Kakariko if a guard just appears.
I think it is when specifically the red spear guards appear. That, for sonicam, was a sword. Except it wasn't.
Yep, anything that's 20 rupees, literally the number 20, is a sword. And we find the Cane of Samaria there in the well.
And that is the first, weapon that we can use to actually get stuff done.
And sonicam actually has a full magic meter to do something with it. So you might be seeing it used in maybe the mini Moldorm cave here in a little bit.
Both runners converging on Blind's hut. There's a piece of heart.
Yeah, surprised that we're still at 3 hearts. With sonicam got his 4th there in Blind's hut, so 4 hearts for him. But health in the beginning of the game is something that can separate, a good player from a better player. So it's interesting to note.
So I don't know about you, but if I was someone, I might have gone to check the pedestal while I was in Lost Woods.
Well, I would hope you're someone.
I mean, somebody's got to be. Sonicam is going to go ahead and pick up that piece of heart in the Lost Woods. I think he's, in my opinion, he's sort of correctly valuing the whatever heart upgrades he can get early on.
Yeah, someone notably skipped out on that in the forest. I mean, it's only a little bit of time to pick it up, and Randomizer can be a pretty brutal mode. Oh, it was a sword at the race game. All right, both of our runners are now going towards the south loop here. Sonicam going to the dam, getting a nice hookshot clip there, and he'll probably be heading over towards Mini Moldorm Cave as well.
Yep, and well, there is a chance one of our runners decides to head west instead with that book. Oh, hello, there's a lamp.
That lamp makes me want to go to Eastern Palace pretty soon, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Now, as of right now, the game logic still assumes you need the bow for Eastern, but you don't.
Yeah. Does Randomizer never seems to spawn the red mimics, right? Or
there will never be any enemies that require specific items to kill in kill rooms. In general, at least for now. There may be some dependencies being worked on for that particular thing later, but for now, that is the state of the Randomizer.
Shoutouts to Zarby for making the Randomizer in the first place, and shoutouts to Vitor for integrating it into the actual Link to the Past Randomizer site. Alright, both of our runners are going to be heading over here to the Ice Rod Cave. Don't want to be the one runner who skips out on it.
I'm not sure what those things are called.
The Sandman?
Something like
popping
that.
out of the ground. Just a big 20 here in the Ice Rod. Sonicam does not want to do any fake flipper antics today. It's probably just going to be either heading towards Eastern or Desert. Thing about that book, though, is you can get into Desert, but there's no guarantee you can actually do anything there.
Right. You will definitely need at least a glove to be able to complete it, and then of course the boots might be required to get some sort of item on the torch.
Someone's heading up here, gonna check out what his uncle has to offer, and considering we have some sort of a weapon, we'll probably be heading into the castle proper.
It'll be Cane Strats time and potentially bombs. We've got a bottle from the uncle that is going to unlock the sick kid. I imagine someone kind of wishes they had that coming into Kakariko, but what can you do?
I think both of them actually wish they had it coming into Kakariko.
Yeah, that's entirely possible. Alright, so there is a mushroom as well in the chest near Uncle.
Ooh, we have a very trapped Eastern Palace entrance here.
Yikes.
And apparently, the Hyrule government is actually actively tyrannical There's thieves literally just hanging around in the castle, stealing your rupees.
They're just tax collectors.
So we got a glove here in Eastern Palace entrance, and we just found a mirror here in the castle. So that's something we'll probably need.
Mm-hmm. The goods are all over the place today.
This is a very rude room that sonicam is in right now, I gotta say.
Not a huge fan of someone's room either. Over that giant roller and the chain chomp.
Yeah, the chain chomps still do vanilla damage, which is what, 4 hearts?
Something like that. I believe the answer to that question is an obscene amount. So here's an interesting thing I learned. Hinox is there, the guy that someone was just fighting. Bomb strats are generally the best way to kill those. It one-shots them.
That's interesting, considering they throw their own bombs. And the boots here!
What?
Inside Eastern Palace. Oh my.
And welcome to the actual nightmare that is the back of Eastern Palace.
Well, hopefully sonicam does remember what you just said. I mean, he obviously couldn't hear you, but... Looks like we're gonna be trying to kill these guys with the
I think that I was gonna say I don't think it's the Hinox that drops the key.
Damn, a whopping 3 pots to kill one of those Hinoxes. It's crazy.
Hinoxes also have the distinction of being the only enemy in the game that takes different amounts of damage from a gold sword spin than they do from a gold sword slash.
I remember hearing about that. That's surprising to me. I figured the damage types were exactly the same.
They are the entire reason damage class 5 exists in the table. Alright, so someone taking the... I was going to say taking the Death Orb, but no, he's heading back down, so that must not have been intentional.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I was distracted by this Eastern... Oh my... Look! The Gibdos! Ah!
Yeah. It's nice that you can get multi-hits, or rather hits on multiple enemies with thrown items. But even still, like, these Gibdos are very rude. Also, Randomizer really seems to love those, whatever they are, the skittering creatures from Ice Palace. Just puts them everywhere.
Oh yeah, I think that would be a optimal strat here, is to use the Quake Medallion.
Can you use the Quake Medallion with
I think
Swordless?
Oh no, you can't. You're right.
Yeah, the Swordless mode adds particular locations you can use medallions, which tend to be the places where you need to use them.
Yeah, I don't think even having the hammer just lets you use them. I think it's an outright you just can't. Okay. Well, so much for finishing Eastern real quick.
That's gotta hurt for sonicam to go through that entire Eastern Palace and get nothing. But sonicam does have the glove, which means he's going to be able to check the backside of escape really quickly here. And someone wastes a ton of time just to grab 3 bombs.
Well, I mean, you know, this is the third match between these two runners. They did not, you know, select this particular game mode. So it's possible they're not necessarily, they haven't, you know, practiced this a whole lot.
So sonicam does find the hammer in the backside of escape, which is going to be really nice, especially considering we have no sword.
Yep, the hammer is sort of your actual, you know, the thing your workhorse here in swordless mode.
Yep. So with the boots on hand or on foot, sonicam is going to be checking his bonk rocks here. Just gets a big 20 for it, unfortunately.
Looks like we will also be taking a trip up Death Mountain.
Yep, that's really good with the hook shot on hand. We'll be able to see Paradox Cave and a lot of other things, but sonicam probably wants to see what's in Lumberjack Cave first. He doesn't know yet that it's just a shield.
Now someone is going to get to have the other fun experience in Eastern here.
Yeah, that's definitely unfortunate, but it's good for both runners that each other have spent a lot of time here in Eastern.
I mean, you're going to have to go in here anyway. You've got that glove, you've got the boots. It's like, yeah.
Someone got bopped by that roller. Does like 3 hearts of damage, I believe.
Yeah, 3 hearts, I believe, is the damage, and it's kind of gross.
I mean, it makes sense considering it's from Turtle Rock. We have a fire snake that's just hanging out in the walls here. No wonder the old man can't get home.
Yeah, so the old man's cave can be fairly problematic with those 6 bats sitting there, but more often than not, whatever enemies get spawned in that cave kind of gets stuck in the wall and can't actually mess with you.
You know what would be great in a future Randomizer update is randomizing the boulders. just have a different spread or something for them.
Ah. Well, did you play the festive thing that was out a couple days ago?
I haven't yet.
The sprites for the boulders are altered in that.
I'll have to check it out. So we found a useless hint in the Spectacle Rock Cave. Empathizer. Alright, sonicam going directly over here towards Paradox Cave, where someone picks up his boots finally. Unfortunately, we do not have the mirror, so we can't take the shortcut. Looks like someone might make short work of this room. Maybe not, though. Ooh, a lucky Hinox hit. Helped someone out to get the key, but unfortunately he takes the death.
If he just bails now, he'll be in good shape. It's probably not going to happen, though. Oh, he did?
Yeah, I think that's a good move. You don't know what lies at the boss, and you've already cleared out the dungeon for everything else. Might be able to just finish it up with Palace of Darkness, Eastern Palace Wombo combo later on.
So now I know that Death Mountain here is extremely tempting for both runners, all these chests up here. But I'm like the only person in the world who is just like, desert?
Yeah, especially with the boots now. Desert is an appealing option. I think sonicam is just going for chest density at this moment, and not where the game is obviously leading.
I feel like something like the Titans will be over in desert, and then you could have cleared out more of Death Mountain on your first go. That being said, that's kind of optimistic thinking on my part.
Right. And sonicam can actually clear Hera here, and also grab the tablet here, considering in Swordless mode the hammer does give you access to the tablet.
Unfortunately, someone did not go to the back of Escape to pick up the hammer yet, so that's going to be an orphan thing. He can at least check it, so he won't need to actually go back and get it.
Okay, so the left side Swamp Palace is a complete bust today. It's definitely a good hint to have.
Yeah, very nice. There was a map check going on the right-hand side of the screen, and I missed it completely.
Same. So we do know where the flippers are, and we have access to the Dark World except for the Moon Pearl. So and also the hook shot. So I think Swamp Palace might be in play very, very soon.
It is interesting. It is also a pendant, apparently.
sonicam setting up for a nice death warp here. Hopefully he doesn't die early. Both runners are in the same dungeon.
Alright, sonicam successfully acquires the big key before pulling off the death warp.
Okay, let's see what upstairs has for us. We have found 0 items here in Tower of Hera so far.
Now, someone here is actually at a significant disadvantage coming into this dungeon, because no hammer means fewer bosses are vulnerable.
Right.
Doesn't mean that it would be impossible. There are some bosses I think you could beat with the current set of items.
That Moldorm on someone's side is very, very sad. He lost his tail. I love seeing the Stalfos Knights just fall down in Randomizer. Ooh, sonicam taking an unfortunate fall here.
Yeah. And we've got Helmasaur.
Helmasaur, that is a boss we can complete. Unfortunately, this is a very weird arena for it.
Yeah, this is probably the worst place for Helmasaur if I'm thinking. Now, the thing is, someone could get the mask off of Helmasaur, but I'm not sure he could damage the unmasked version of Helmasaur.
That is true. I don't believe Helmasaur takes damage to Canis Amaria, or maybe he does. I think chat could probably illuminate us. Oh, someone just pieces out. I like how Helmasaur's feet just appear on the other side of the screen.
Yeah, that is what some bosses in rooms larger than they were designed to be in does.
Ooh,
You can
this
see
is a really bad fight with just the hammer. Sonicam, I don't know if that was intentional or not.
I mean, it looked like it was. He's like, you know what? How about no?
What? Where is he going?
He's leaving.
You didn't want to just take the death warp?
Oh,
Oh,
no,
what's that?
build up on health. He's going to do it again.
I gotta say, that's a pretty interesting strat. Considering Tower of Hera is kind of out of the way, I understand it. And Sonicam does not have the mirror yet to know that he has an easy way back up here. Alright, 7 hearts, attempt number 2. Helmosaur gets his mask back through, I don't know, mitosis or something.
Alright, so bottle up on the floating island. Someone gonna head through Spiral Cave.
Yep. I hope Sonicam remembers about Spiral Cave after this trial by fire here in the vanilla Moldorm arena. Ooh, Lionels in this room are pretty dangerous.
That's gross.
Ugh. All that just for 10 arrows. That's no bueno. 3 hearts left. Sonicam has got at least 1 hit. I think it's 2 or 3.
I think 2 is what he's on right now.
Needs to hit 4 times. Someone is going to be checking the backside of Escape and probably doing a bit of a facepalm. Down to 1 heart here. Still only 2 hits, I believe.
Yeah,
This
getting
boss?
the hammer hits on this is a very narrow window.
Mm-hmm. And it's especially difficult when you don't have a sword, because the sword does very well in like helping you set up the spacing.
And if I'm not mistaken, holding the sword out, even if you don't have a sword, actually extends the hitbox of the hammer.
That is true.
Alright, so both runners now heading for desert.
Yep, they've read the cards, you know, brewed up some tea leaves and found the answer is lying in desert this whole time. So, honestly, someone has a bit of an advantage in having the mirror, considering both of them are essentially doing the same thing, and nobody has any crystals yet, or even pendants. Someone spent a lot of time in the castle.
Whoa!
Bow! Sonicam is not happy about that, and very understandably so.
Oh, the bow would have made the Helmasaur fight so much easier.
Yeah, that's just 8 shots right to the family jewels, or jewel of Helmasaur, and he's down for the count. That is a very rude chain chomp. Just hanging out on top of the chest.
It does turn out that the dip into Eastern was required before you came to Desert. if you wanted to clear this all in one go.
Yeah.
Because we are boots locked in here. A unique item is underwater.
Is that what it said, underwater?
It did, and that's more than likely referring to the lamp.
Yeah, that is true. We have already found the lamp, so it's old news.
Oh, did I just see a big 20 stun drop?
That's pretty good. I mean, we haven't really been hurting too much for cash so far, but the more the merrier. And unfortunately for someone, this is another case where he won't have a weapon that might be vital for beating a boss. sonicam, unfortunately, having a bit of a troll Barry that doesn't get hit by the hook shot until he moved down a little bit.
So, underwater refers to the sunken chest outside the dam, the 2 under the waterfall, and the 2 in the back of swamp that are under the water before you drain it.
It's good to know. This hint system is still very new, so honestly, like, learning what the hints mean is pretty important to doing well in V30. Although, you know, a lot of times you just get a green hint and roll your eyes.
Hello, pen gators in this room. Nice to have the hook shot.
Yeah. I mean, they still die to bombs. What is this? This is like a climate change ice palace that is unfrozen.
Could be. Yeah, so one of the things you notice about Randomizer is the enemies tend to be in certain categories. There's only so many enemies, or certain enemies, that are compatible with being on the screen at the same time. Hey, we've got a Moldorm. A 5-eyed Moldorm.
Yep, that's 6 eyes and and it looks ridiculous.
Oh yeah, 6 eyes. I can't count today.
It's okay. We do get a shovel out of it. And our first crystal, 33 minutes in.
Alright, Desert Palace Crystal acquired. Who's thinking Moon Pearl at Dig Spot? I am.
That would be especially rude.
Right.
Did we find both items in Hera?
I'm not convinced we did.
Maybe we have to go back up there and see. I can't get over this multi-eye Moldorm. I've seen it before, but it's just ridiculous every time.
Alright, so Moldorm is actually, pretty much a joke outside of his normal rooms. He can't really knock you off. You just gotta dodge and deal with him.
Alright, so what do we have left to check other than Dig Spot, which someone is doing right now, Tower of Hera, which may have an item? Looks like sonicam is heading back upstairs.
I'm gonna say Zora.
Ooh, wait,
sonicam
is gonna be taking a long way.
That is not a Moon Pearl.
Trolldorm is trolling us, even in Randomizer. That's great.
But another thing that someone can go get is the flippers off of the library here.
Yeah. that will give us a few items. Neither of our runners have opted to do fake flippers, so it looks like we're going to be doing real flippers. And sonicam is going ham on this Helmosaur. He's had enough.
He's like, it is time for vengeance, because the righteous vengeance is mine.
Someone is doing a bit of a sequence break.
Ooh,
He
fake
needs to
powder
complete his
day.
magic first, though. Believe it's faster to just use the lamp to complete your magic.
Yeah, especially since if you spam the cane blocks too fast, you'll actually not lose magic.
Alright, what do we got here at the Magic Bat today? That should be another thing that gets swapped in Randomizer, by the way. Just a big 20.
That's okay. You don't always expect the Magic Bat to pay off. I remember some particular times when it did, but not always.
But he just did literally pay off.
Well, there is that. Sick Kid. Bombs. So someone is basically cleaning things up in the overworld while sonicam is taking care of Helmosaur.
Alright, Helmosaur is outside of things that need the flippers, Helmosaur is pretty much our last lead? Maybe?
So this is Helmosaur, I have a ranged weapon that is effective edition.
Yep. It's really nice when you can get Helmosaur to stand still, because you can fire off a volley of arrows into him when he's just wagging his tail.
Ice Rod! At the
That's...
hobo. And the Moon Pearl is on Helmosaur in
Damn.
Tower of Hera. So, semi-vanilla there. French vanilla, as some people call it.
Yeah, sonicam firmly getting an advantage in that Moon Pearl. He's going to be able to go to the Dark World. Unfortunately for him, he's not going to get the mirror for quite some time unless he decides to go into the castle.
Yeah, and doing Dark World without the mirror is going to be a mess.
Yeah, sonicam, if he picked up the mirror, and if he picked up the flippers, would have access to Swamp Palace too. We know it's a pendant, but the items laying out as they are really seems like it might have something for us today.
And we know at least it won't be painful to go to, because you won't have to do left side. Oh, someone is literally 33 rupees short of Zora money.
Now, we did have that stun prize.
There is that. If he'd remembered that, he could have acquired additional cash.
Wow. 3 pieces of heart, 5 rupees, and something from this thief here, I forget. What a hype cave. Oh, it was 55 rupees and 3/4 of a heart. Youch.
That is the... pretty sure the hypest hype cave I've seen in a long time. And by that I mean not even close.
Yeah, we got a murder dactyl that moved a few feet to get the drop on you.
There is that. I think it was a slightly different murder-dactyl object, though, because they're basically just birds, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there are actually 3 different types of bird objects, one of which is bird that will attack you once and fly away. Then there's bird that will attack you twice and fly away. And then there is relentless bird that will never give up and always try to kill you.
I don't know if that one flew away or if he just scrolled it off the screen, though.
I'm not
Anyway.
sure.
Someone is going to be getting the Moon Pearl here in a little bit. Hera is not a slow dungeon when you have everything you need to go upstairs. It's a bit slower when you fall down to the first floor, though. Or second floor, I guess. Sonicam is going to the Bobolock side first of... well, I guess it's not Bobolocked anymore in Randomizer, but he's going towards this side of...
The logic will still want you to have the bow to do that, but it's still fine. Either way, you're going to be in good shape coming through here in Randomizer. Oh yeah, and this is probably the tamest room of this I've seen in a long time.
This room without the bouncing traps is kind of weird to me. I don't know why this room in particular is weird, but it is. We've got Beamos that's getting juked a little bit.
Alright, double small key on the right-hand side. Ooh, and someone is just taking a beating at Helmasaur. Gonna have to climb the tower again. Not really any way around that. Moon Pearl, pretty important.
Yeah, looks like Sonicam is going to go to the backside first before handling any of the chests in the first part of Palace of Darkness, or the central entranceway.
I imagine if that chest had not been the big key, he would have done something different.
Yep, looks like we're going to see a bit of a hammer yump today. You did find the big key already.
Yep, gotta get yourself lined up, and that looks good.
Nope.
Oh, I think he was too close to the bomb, actually.
Looks like we're doing it again.
No, northwest instead of due west. Okay, maybe I'm making that up. Okay.
Get our first male
No
upgrade
such thing as too
here.
close to the bomb. Male upgrade, very nice. Especially since you're going to have to be getting up close and personal with some of these bosses with the hammer. Including Ganon, which, as you may know, has this whole 8 hearts of damage on green mail. So how about no?
Yeah. Another thing in Swordless is the almost like hard fixed requirement for silver arrows, because doing silverless Ganon with a hammer is not what anybody considers to be a good time.
I have seen it done. It is not something I would recommend trying to do if you value your sanity.
Alright, so this is take 2 for someone on Helmasaur. I guess take 3 technically, considering he just noped out the first time. Sonic getting his Zora money. And a map.
Helmasaur with the jukes.
Nice.
But someone putting an end to Helmasaur right there. One thing... Huh. Interesting.
That is a very rude chain jump.
For some reason, I was under the impression that the items necessarily all dropped in the middle in Randomizer, but that's apparently not the case for that particular boss in that particular arena.
I'm liking these cane block bonks on Sonicam's side. They can be pretty useful at times. in that case, he didn't even need to bonk over that gap and, use the cane or arrow or bow to trigger the switch. You could just bonk that cane or bonk that Samaria block and just send it flying.
All the big 20s on the ground thanks to that stun prize for sonicam there. So that rat that sonicam just kind of tiptoed his way around, there's a reason for that. Because in the Dark World, those things are grasshoppers.
Yep, they do 2 hearts of damage with green mail and have 2 fighter sword swings worth of HP.
They still die to a hook shot, though.
Yep. Alright, what boss do you think we're going to see at Vanilla Helmasaur?
I'm feeling a Vitreous.
Vitreous? I think it's Trinex again.
Trinex again? Just the Eastern Trinex block?
Yeah. Trinex, multi-dimensional Trinex, I think, is what we should call him. This room just sucks.
I almost feel like I'd quake the room just to reduce lag.
When we don't have the sword.
Oh yeah, we can't again. Again with that, I'm just like, ah. So that is one of the things about Swordless Randomizer. One of my favorite things in Randomizer is to rely on those medallions to pull me out of hairy situations, and without the sword, oh boy. Well, at least someone is halfway there to the items we need for that. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think sonicam has gone for the big key chest or the one on the basement, so still more of this. Could have the fire rod in there.
Yeah,
I mean, I think this is guaranteed to be a small key or the one upstairs, so he knows it's a small key. Yeah.
So how many Trinexes can we get? I think we can get at least 4.
Well, I think we have to get 3 because Trinex.
3 Trinex? So 9 necks?
Correct. We'll have the square of Trinex. Trinex squared.
Cube
If we had 9 Trinexes, we would have Trinex cubed.
Alright, so sonicam, unfortunately, again, does not have the mirror. It's going to make this Dark World navigation a bit of a pain. Is going to be checking the pedestal first, and I think this is our first pedestal check.
All right, so those of you who like to see a pedestal, here you go. Womp womp.
Dream is dead. Alright, so, again, sonicam really hurting for that mirror is going to be probably walking past a bunch of places that he could use that mirror, and someone will be able to grab those the first time he gets to that area. But we're probably going to be seeing Thieves Town shortly, maybe Skull Woods. Looks like Skull Woods first, probably because getting out of here without a sword is a real pain. Or the mitts, I guess.
All right, sonicam into Skull Woods. Let's see what wonderful things we find here. Compass.
Compass is a wonder of the laws of physics. And a map! Wow, this is really paying off.
Yeah. So I wonder what the magnetic field of Hyrule looks like.
I don't know. The world shifts around so much. I feel like it's just like one big loop-de-loop.
And you gotta figure, like, the boss room of every dungeon kind of distorts the magnetic field so that each compass points directly at that.
Yeah, that's true. So, we just found Bombos,
Yep.
which is good because I guess it doesn't open Ice Palace because of Randomizer. But
Well, the freezors are not randomized.
oh, okay. So
Yeah, so
it
you
does
will
open
you will need the reason it doesn't open Ice Palace is we don't have the Titan's bits.
right. Been playing too much Randomizer inverted lately. The mitts mean nothing to me anymore.
You know what? It's basically every time I played inverted recently, I mean, except for yesterday, there has been something in King's Tomb, though.
Haven't seen it yet, actually. Although I have seen the Moon Pearl at the Bottle Merchant.
That's nice. I think I've seen it at Blacksmith.
Ugh.
And I've heard tales of Moon Pearl on pedestal.
That's terrible. Well, I mean, that's great in vanilla. It's something I've wanted to see forever, but it's like a 2 in 10,000 chance, or 100,000 actually. Anyway, we're actually getting some new information here in the form of the Sea House and the rest of Village of Outcasts.
Yep.
Just a big 20. We'll see what we have at the chess game. sonicam definitely has the money for it. Get the magic cape.
Ooh. I don't think he went over to check the bumper cave right after Skull Woods. Maybe he did. I didn't notice.
I didn't notice it either. So far just the cape here in town. We're gonna be going into Thieves Town, which we'll see how nice of a dungeon this is today.
Alright, so bombs in the first chest. That's 1 item down, 3 to go. And someone is about to go get greeted by Trinex. Now, I would say for the second time, but he actually didn't make it to Trinex in Eastern.
That is true.
So he does not know that Trinex is going to be in Eastern, so there's a chance that he mirrors here and tries to finish Eastern and can't.
Oh, that's gonna be brutal. That's gonna be. Ugh, I wouldn't want to feel that in a tournament race, especially when I'm down 2 games. I like how all these like tricks and traps are here in this first big room in Thieves Town, but you can just kind of run past them. It feels pretty good to do so. We have a ghost thief here in this room. It's gonna steal all your ectoplasm.
Well, I'm glad I deposited all that at the plasma bank the other day.
This room is just no. I don't want anything to do with that room on sonicam's side.
And sonicam just signed up to do it twice with the whole to get the hint here real quick.
This is a very interesting bubble just hanging out. That bubble is a secret to everybody, I will say that.
Yep, and no real nothing going on there for hints.
Ooh, this might be death for sonicam. He needs to be really careful here. Oh, he doesn't even have his first bottle. Where was that?
Uncle, right?
Oh, that is true. Sonicam has yet to visit the castle, so that contains our first bottle and also our mirror.
Sonicam with the impressive dodging skills. My goodness, I would have been dead about 6 times. Sonicam astutely recognizing that this is Randomizer, we don't have to blow up the floor.
Do you not need to bring blind back?
Nope.
Or... Huh.
In Randomizer, the maiden doesn't spawn, you don't have to blow up the floor. Even if blind is in the vanilla location, blind will just be there.
That actually makes it a bit harder than the vanilla
Yeah,
blind,
you do
because-
have to know the I just died and had to come back strats. Right, because you don't get the standard setup scripted stuff. And standard setup scripted stuff, I dare you to say that 7 times fast.
Pass.
Don't actually do it.
Alright, so anything good here in the bowels of... Oh, we got those skitterers. I don't know their names. Someone in chat, tell me that enemy's name. And we do have a self-locking key today in Thieves Town.
Alright, feels pretty good. For those of you keeping score at home, it does mean that the hammer can't be behind blind, but we already know that.
Oh! Speak of the devil, we have a vanilla blind, kind of.
Oh, Sonicam was using a nice little cane block dash there to get the first hit. Feels good. I really do love me some cane strats on blind.
Yeah, the cane... I still think the cane is probably the second most efficient way to kill blind, past, like, a sword. But it would probably require, like, task-level execution to actually achieve that.
Alright, Sonicam finishing off blind. That's another crystal. This one we know to be a 5/6 crystal. But the other one, of course, will require that fire rod.
Yep, someone checks the bumper cave ledge. Nothing there but a massive 5. And not even gonna grab... Oh wait, I think he does actually already know what lumberjack is.
Now, if I were someone, I would be tempted to head east here and check the graveyard ledge and the King's Tomb.
That would be interesting. He does have the ability to check King's Tomb with the mirror, something Sonicam still does not have. But yeah, I think that's definitely good. I don't even know if he's done Bonk Rocks yet.
I believe he has done Bonk Rocks.
Okay. Alright, so Sonicam, I believe, is going to check the dig game, or not dig game, dig spots, and we'll probably go pick up the flippers.
Yeah. And he's gonna get the glorious bug net from this digging spot.
Hey, it's actually useful in Swordless because
Oh yeah!
Hammer
I completely
Aghanim
forgot about that.
is a pain.
Yeah, the bug net is very, very nice for Aghanim 1 or 2 in Swordless mode.
To answer a question in chat, the mirror is in the escape sequence, the castle basement. All right. Sonicam does remember about those flippers. Going to be grabbing those. Might be heading towards the Zora area, or I guess, yeah, Ice Palace is not in the mix yet.
Right. Keep in mind, we still don't know what Zora actually has. Someone did not have enough money when he went up to Zora's domain.
All right, so we've got... I don't think there was anything other than the fire rod in this sequence outside of what we don't know is at Zora yet. Or sorry, not fire rod.
The ice rod, yeah. The ice rod was here. Just a couple of fun little things at the waterfall. It's a big 20. But Zora is the great unknown.
Someone fell for the trap as well. Found that it is indeed a secret to everybody.
I mean,
and
I don't know if I would consider it falling for a trap so much as you just do it because you're looking for hints. You just deal with it.
Honestly, I just ignore that box. It's too much of a pain.
In Randomizer, I would definitely agree.
Or inverted if you have like 3 hearts and those bats do 2 hearts of damage. Someone does not remember the basic rule of Randomizer, or maybe it just doesn't play Randomizer all that often. This is the randomized setting where neither of these players made a choice; they just vetoed one option.
Oh, someone was attempting to do a fake powder there, I think, to get some health back, but that didn't happen. All right, so sonicam going to find the Zora item. What do we have?
We have some water walking skeletons for one.
Yeah, Zora's domain, another location that can be an actual nightmare, especially if you're trying to fake flipper through it.
Just a piece of heart. That is not great. Alright, so I think sonicam really needs to consider going to the castle soon. And I don't think he has much else to do. Oh, proving me wrong. Some players definitely don't like to ever go to the castle if they can help it in open mode. I call those players optimistic.
Yeah, there is that.
To put it nicely.
I don't like to start going to the castle, but I'll definitely go there once I get a weapon, because taking care of your Sphere 1 locations is really a good way to make sure that you don't miss out on something dumb.
Mm-hmm. Is this our first pyramid check? I believe so.
I think someone might have checked the pyramid earlier. I didn't even see what that was.
It's just a shield.
Okay.
And we're going to be getting our first catfish check, so get your catfish hype in chat. This mimic.
Mimic, please.
Where was the mushroom, by the way? Do you remember? That's another thing.
The mushroom was also
check.
in Escape.
Okay.
It was right next to Uncle. All right, catfish time.
Someone's having a bit of trouble here in the blind fight. Down to 1.5 hearts in the final phase. A half a heart. Ooh, takes the death.
Oof.
Unfortunately, that made me miss what the What catfish head?
It was 300 rupees.
Oh, okay.
And sonicam didn't even take it.
Alright, so sonicam is resigned. Has resigned himself to the fate of checking what his dear old uncle has for him. And also probably whatever the castle has too. Now, sonicam might be thinking that he's far behind, considering he postponed this place for so long, and he has 2 fetch quests on his hands.
Yeah, there is that. But the thing is, someone hasn't actually pressed the advantage of having the mirror. He hasn't really checked many of the mirror lock locations. So, I mean,
yeah,
I think if you're someone, you don't necessarily think it's an advantage. You think, well, obviously my opponent has the mirror, but perhaps not. And there's the blind kill for someone, nicely finishing it off that time.
Okay, that's 3 crystals apiece for each of our runners. What do we still need in terms of items? We need
the big one is the
fire rod.
Yeah.
So we have 2 Trinexes that are holding onto crystals.
Ideally, we would want the silver arrows at some point. We also will definitely need the flute.
That is
and
correct.
The Titan's mitts.
And we might need ether, but that is only if the game is very, very rude.
Well, let's go digging. We saw this on sonicam's side a little while ago. I will certainly take another free heart.
Yeah, over an hour in and 9 hearts seems a little low, honestly.
It's like, is this hard mode all of a sudden? No, I'm kidding. All right, someone gonna make use of the mirror to check the Grove ledge here. What do we get? Just 10 arrows.
The graveyard ledge is really starting to seem a little suspect to me.
Yeah, so there's Graveyard Ledge, there's King's Tomb, but to be honest, I feel like the Titan's Myths have to be in Swamp at this point.
There's also Bombos Tablet, and
I mean, they don't have to be, but you know.
Yeah. I'm wondering if sonicam might check the Bombos Tablet first before heading into Swamp.
Entirely possible. Looks like sonicam is taking the portal up to the Witch's Hut.
That's an interesting move. Again, he does have 3 fetch quests to turn in, or 2 fetch quests to turn in, and then the mirror, which is not anything you ever want to see late. Alright, what does Bombos have for us today?
10 arrows. Sonicam just saved the mushroom.
That's not a bad idea, especially if you want to do a fake powder. And he is going to be in the area again at some point, probably. Someone is going into Swamp Palace, and it looks like someone else is also going into Swamp Palace.
All right. So the convergence on Swamp is real.
Oh, but sonicam is going to be checking the Bombos tablet first. Oh, making a liar out of me. Going to be checking the Cave 45, Haunted Grove Cave, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
I guess in inverted mode, it's the VTorp Cave.
Ether is in Hookshot Cave.
That's actually good knowledge. That's like really good knowledge. The problem is someone that might not be up there anytime soon, even if he finds the flippers in here.
Well, I mean, if he finds the Titan's mitts, he can get up there.
Yeah, but at over an hour in, you only have 3 crystals. You gotta feel the pressure to just dive as many dungeons as you can. Even though we know that 2 of them are locked by Trinex, but still. Sonicam is resolute in finishing all his fetch quests.
Now, I hope someone did see the hint about Swamp. He doesn't try to go left side.
Left side. You know, honestly, like, I feel like the hints are really easy to forget about. Maybe it's just because they're new, but
do you remember where that hint was?
I do not. Yeah, I don't know. Sonic getting his big 20 for his sequence breaking troubles. And someone does have a nice little time advantage here going into Swamp Palace. I mean, I don't think there's many other places other than Swamp Palace at this moment.
Yeah. There's basically King's Tomb and Graveyard Ledge.
Yep. Which honestly, like, are very common to have things that are good. I know it's just observation bias, as a certain developer might call it, but I just see good stuff there all the time. I guess Sonicam is just taking the slightly quicker route to cut through.
Alright, big key and big heart. Someone is going to go ahead and check the upstairs.
Yeah, this is a good idea. Unfortunately, falls for the trap and has to walk back down the stairs again.
Good old man-eating staircase.
Please fix your game, Nintendo. Thank you very much.
Piece of heart. And so we'll be heading to the back to go face off against Argus. Here is the Graveyard Ledge check that we were talking about a minute ago.
It's just 50.
Alright, so the King's Tomb check is the last major check over here. I do like seeing the Titan's mitts in King's Tomb. It's kind of a giant haha.
Yeah, the mitts have eluded us for quite some time. And by the logic, this has been open for a lot of this race.
Fire rod in the back of Swamp!
Ooh. So that opens up a couple Trinexes for us.
Oh boy.
And also the backside of Skull Woods, which might have another Trinex. Might not.
Would be. I like Cold Stare in the back of Skull Woods. That sounds good.
Ugh. So yes.
You'd be surprised. Cold Stare is actually way easier in the back of Skull Woods. He takes damage from the spikes.
Ah. Someone
We've
getting
got Armos.
Good Armos pattern. Well, not pattern.
Oh,
Ooh.
Just barely missed the quick kill there.
I think he was slightly to the left of where he needed to be to set up that trick. So yes, Skull Woods, completely required. Sonicam is going to be heading there shortly, considering I think he's run out of places to check outside of this Bombos tablet.
Yeah, Swamp is required. That is correct.
Unfortunately, the red pendant there is not required, as we know that the pedestal is just money.
Yeah, but I mean, if you got the fire rod on the way back, there's one item there on the boss. You might as well just go for it.
So what's nice for someone here is the fact that He is going to be heading towards Trinex in Palace of Darkness, and then he'll be also able to finish off Trinex in Eastern Palace.
Here's the thing.
'Cause-
Someone doesn't know that Trinex is in Eastern.
Yeah,
Like, he didn't make it there, and that's really interesting. But he's going to be pleasantly surprised. The thing is, now with this set of items, you can pretty much be guaranteed that you'll be able to defeat whatever boss comes at you.
Yep, we're just looking now for that flute. We are looking for the silver arrows, and I guess that's it. We know where Ether is, or at least, yeah, I think both of them know where Ether is.
And we do, of course, still require those Titans mitts.
Oh, that is true. It's so easy to forget about the Titans mitts. Like, if you don't have them over an hour in.
It's like, how do I not already have the Titans mitts? I'm kind of thinking, like, it could be on one of these bosses over here. It could also be on, like, Pyramid Fairy.
Yep. I believe we've seen every item in Eastern. I do not know if we've seen every item in Palace of Darkness, however.
Oh, Spike Cave, that's a good call.
Ugh. Spike Cave is just a bad location. Let's just call it what it is.
Are you just like, delete Spike Cave, please?
Yeah. It's one of those spots that's never convenient to check. Ever. Like, even Catfish is convenient to check at sometimes.
I mean, I think Spike Cave is convenient to check if you do have the Titans mitts. Alright, so there's our Trinex in pod.
This is a bit of a camouflaged Trinex, it looks like. I think his heads are sticking out, though. Kind of defeating the whole purpose. Oh, someone really needs to conserve his magic.
Alright, I think we should be okay, but doing Hammer Trinex is never a great proposition.
And we're also down to 4 hearts. This is a relatively... I think it's slightly smaller than the normal Trinex arena. Maybe it's just my eyes playing tricks on me, but... I wouldn't discount this final phase if you don't have a sword.
And gotta get 5 hammer hits in, and there it goes.
Alright, that is 1 Trinex. And he has another one in his near future. Hopefully he remembers what he just did, because he'll be doing it in pretty much the same room. I mean, you won't have those spikes at the top, but it's not like you ever need to go behind Trinex without a sword.
Alright, that's crystal number 4 for someone325.
Sonicam is going to be continuing after finding that fire rod. He is not in any mood to miss anything out in Swamp Palace, even though he does know that this pendant isn't necessary. Alright, looks like Sonicam might be a bit too far to the left. Nope, I think he got
He
it.
adjusted there at the end.
Yeah. Gets a heart container and a useless pendant. Might as well just throw it in the trash right now where it belongs. Or just, I don't know, hand it off as an act of charity to someone who's running all dungeons.
That would be nice. There's been a lot of all dungeons in this tournament.
Yeah, it's interesting from like a race standpoint because there's like less need for gambles, but it is nice to see, you know, pendant dungeons that you might not need to go into, and also Aga Tower.
I think from like a game theory standpoint, if you consider yourself worse than your opponent, you probably want to pick Ganon. And if you consider yourself better, you probably want to pick all dungeons.
Yeah, I would agree. So someone here, thankfully he's not falling for the trap of using his magic here on these Gibdos with the Fire Rod, because he will need it.
And here we go again. Try next part 2.
Yeah, this one's a bit less camouflaged. Is a lot better on magic too. And sonicam is not too far behind. He's going to be killing his first Trinex in not too long, but someone is finishing off Trinex number 2. And after the first one, this one's going to be a walk in the park. Look at that massive improvement. Like, we have 9 hearts instead of 4, half of our magic bar instead of like almost none of it.
Feels good, man.
Yeah, we also get an appearance by the Cannoneer guard. I didn't notice that the first time we went through here, or the first few times. That is an enemy that is not used in the game, but it is in the game, so Randomizer uses it. And also ROM hacks, too. Alright, what's that? 5 crystals. So, we can finish Skull Woods, and we just really need mitts and the flute.
Yep, mitts and flute. Potentially ether, but we know where that is.
Let's hope we find the flute first, and that mitts... Actually, no, mitts can't be environment, dummy. Let's just hope that mitts aren't the last item we need for Go Mode. At least until, you know, Ganon's Tower and Silver Arrows can be anywhere.
I mean, maybe, just maybe, some of these runners have been practicing Hammer Silverless, but that is a really, really hard sell.
Yeah. I think if any of these runners has done it, it might be sonicam. Sonicam is really low on magic, but he does have a blue potion. I don't think he's going to be able to finish this boss off without using it. So, who do you think we're going to be seeing here in one of the worst arenas in the game?
Well, I mean, there's plenty of bosses that could be here. It is somewhat lessened by the fact that like the spikes won't jump out at you unless it's Moth. So, and I think
That is...
the for some of them the floor doesn't even move.
Yeah, that's definitely a kindness. That is a very rude bouncing spike trap. Alright, so sonicam is going to finish off Trinex number 2 here, going into Eastern Palace. This is not a fun room. I don't know why that fire bar isn't lighting the torch, but... oh well.
It's in a different layer.
And considering this is swordless, the path to Mothula is already open. You don't need to cut the vines. And what do we have? A Vitreous.
That's interesting.
Not a bad. Yeah, not a bad room for it. Though the floor is moving. It's really hard to see on the restream, but it is moving. So I believe each of these small eyeballs takes 3 arrows, regular arrows. And someone is not about to get up in their face, or their eyes, I guess, with a hammer. Fortunately, he's running really low on arrows, and he won't have any for the actual big eye.
Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a pretty solid challenge here.
Hopefully he doesn't die and has to start over, because that would be a pain.
Oh, that was the sound of Vinny taking spike damage.
Yep. That worked pretty well. There's our mitts! That's the final item, I believe, in Skull Woods, and that sucks, because now we have 2 pendant dungeons.
Yep. The first place I'd go, of course, is up to Death Mountain.
Yeah, the Death Mountain is good. Honestly, like, maybe the Dwarf might be worth doing. I don't know. Because we could do the hammer pegs, we could do the Dwarf, we could do the purple chest. Doesn't take too long. But someone is going to be heading up towards Dark Death Mountain.
The reason I go up to Death Mountain, of course, here is because not only do we have Turtle Rock up here, but there's also Super Bunny Cave, Hookshot Cave,
And
Spike Cave.
And a guaranteed ether. So yeah, I like this play. I just really don't like Turtle Rock, even though it is a green pendant in this case. And I'm wondering what sonicam decides to do after this. Probably the same thing that someone did. Going to be heading up towards Skull Woods, considering there's not a whole lot else he can do with that fire rod.
Yep. All right, Quake Medallion required for Turtle Rock. That's going to open it right up.
That was the very first item we found in Link's house. So yeah, it's coming full circle. Well, kind of.
Yeah, it's full circle with a tilde in the middle.
I get it.
Boomerang. If you're
That's
a fan of
nice.
boomerangs.
I'm definitely a fan of boomerangs once I get to Ganon's Tower. And we know Ether's in here, so there's 3 other unknown items, and also a chicken that's kind of in the way.
Apparently you cannot throw the chicken in the hole.
Yeah, you can only throw the chicken in a solid wall. And there's our Ether Medallion and not much else. So do we go into Turtle Rock with this? Yep.
Yeah, I think that's what you do here. When you're finished with Turtle Rock, I think if you still don't have what you're looking for, you head over to Spike Cave, because it's here.
Some cash is above the pose. A little late for that, although I don't know if.
Well,
someone
not for
actually
someone.
went
He
there.
hasn't actually gone there. Yeah.
But that does keep him away from King's Tomb, and we know it's not required, but still.
Does mean he can go there in the light world eventually. Instead of
Yeah.
in the dark.
Going into Pendant Turtle Rock at 1 hour 30 minutes is like the worst feeling in the world. It's like Can I just dot forfeit? Please.
I mean, both runners have been having their struggles with this seed. I expect the final climb to be a pretty exciting race. My apologies for a little background noise. It's Saturday at noon local time, and that means it's time to test the tornado sirens.
That is an interesting place for fire bars, and it's also interesting that someone didn't get hit there. sonicam down to 5 hearts here in this Vitreous fight. 2 or 3 hearts in this Vitreous fight. And he used his blue potion on one of the Trinexes. 1 heart. Uh-oh.
He may need to potion up here in a second.
I don't think he has one.
I mean, go buy some.
Oh, right. That's one thing about this V30. They removed the arrow and bomb expansions from the item pool and moved them back as purchasable items in the Great Fairy Hut, which is kind of how it was in vanilla, but it's honestly nice in most cases because it gives you, like, there's more junk that aren't expansions, but in the early game, that means you often spend less time farming for rupees and stuff.
Or like you often find bombs because what was bomb upgrades is now just plain bombs.
But in this case, we
yeah, if I had a lot of bombs on this, you could put that to good use on Vitreous. Also, the arrows, of course.
Or if you had like 70 arrows, that'd be great too. We got the goalie master hand here, blocking that fire rod shot, taking one for the team, making sure Link has as little magic as possible. What is he doing? What? I'm confused. Anyway, I guess in Randomizer they got rid of that barrier in Mimic Cave, and there's our silver arrows in Mimic Cave. That is one fewer thing we need. I mean, sonicam might be able to go without it if he finds the flute somewhere else, but that is a massive find. So Turtle Rock paying off in spades. Oh, there's a big decanter there, sonicam. Pick it up. Pick it up. Oh, he didn't pick it up. Oh well. That is a pretty bad spot for one of the large spike traps.
Oh, he got the fake powder to work, but then he turned around.
Ah, that's what he's going for, the fake powder. It's definitely good to get a nice fairy for the fight.
Was I not coming through when I said that?
You got the last thing you said came through.
All right. Time to try Vidrius again.
Yep. Someone is heading to laser. Oh, wow. That is a incredibly rude spike trap.
Gross. Gonna go ahead and take the safety door, and nobody blames anybody for that one.
Yeah, that's a good move. Sonicam doing some nice bomb strats here on Vitreous. Switch back to the hammer. Having a little trouble. He really wants to save his arrows. I think he should probably just use them. He does. Down to 1 heart.
These flawless laser skips.
Yeah, this is really good. Unfortunately,
Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and take the death so that he can refill his health a bit.
mm-hmm. Fortunately, nothing really great here. He doesn't have the flute, but we still have whatever is at Vanilla Trinex. Sonicam down to 15 arrows and half a heart, but he does have that fairy.
Oh, gets lightninged in the face. 7 hearts remain.
Only needs a few more arrows on this final tiny eye to goad the big one out. And again, you can knock him right into the spikes. But he's getting bodied. Oh no! No! Another Vitreous on someone's side. The conveyors are not playing nice, but Sonicam finally does it. That is a synchronized death right there.
Wow. Double Vitty death.
Sonicam is so happy about those mitts. Alright, so, green pendant, what do we got?
Yeah, that could very well be our flute. And we do see that someone325 is going over to Spike Cave, like I was mentioning earlier.
Yeah, the flute can be basically anywhere now. Like, it could be in ice, it could be at Sahasrara, it could be inside Spike Cave. It could have been there the whole time. Just waiting for some brave adventurer to step over a field of spikes.
So the main outstanding locations at this point, you've got Sahasrara, which you just got the green pendant for. We've got Ice Palace, which has 3 items. We've also got the Smith Chain.
Right. I would honestly just go turn in that green pendant right away. I mean, it takes a little while without the flute, but that's what you're looking for. Ice Palace is a slog, no matter what. It's even worse without a sword. And the Smith Chain, it's not slow, but it's not fast.
Though part of me kind of wants to go to Ice Palace because there's 3 hints in there as well, and so you might get a hint halfway through that says, "Hey, it's at this place."
Yeah, Ice Palace I think is a good play. I think either play is a good play. But
You could
I think
justify either one. Looking like the Ice Palace play might be happening.
Yeah, I like this one, honestly.
Well, I mean, he's going to the Dark World, and there's no reason to go to the Dark World. Did he check the island?
He did check
the
Pyramid
island. Fairy. Pyramid Fairy.
That is actually not bad.
That is what's happening right here.
If you got the ability to check it, might as well, unless the hint tells you otherwise. That's something I notice a lot with hints, is that they often tell me what's inside the pyramid. That's a lot of fairies. That's also a pole, like a tree pole, not actually a tree in this case. That doesn't see a lot of use because it's not often that you're looking for resources and you're in Turtle Rock, the Turtle Rock area.
I could come up with a very stretch of a word where the foot of a tortoise could be considered a tree.
Oh, goodness. That's
gross pyramid fairy.
I think that's our final bottle. Maybe.
Possibly. We might just be on 3.
I know there was one on the floating island.
Yeah.
Someone will be able to turn in the mushroom and check catfish all in one go. We know that I don't think any of this leads to anything. I don't think sonicam? Yeah, sonicam saved his mushroom specifically. Maybe someone already did turn in his mushroom. But oh well, we do get a blue potion, and we're gonna see again what catfish has. So again, get your catfish hype in chat. So yeah, this really comes down to whether or not sonicam can gain a lot of time by guessing correctly where to go next, because someone is spending some time covering sonicam's tracks and avoiding Ice Palace. So I think if sonicam finishes Turtle Rock and goes directly to Ice and the flute is there, we might have a close match.
So we're really down to the Ice Palace versus Smith Chain situation here. Now, in the strictest sense, Smith Chain is more items. Or no, it's the same number of items because Magic Bat's already been checked. I put Magic Bat in that category.
Yeah, as you said, there are 3 hints in Ice Palace, but the chances of them telling you where the flute is pretty low. We are seeing a Kingsgrave check again. Really does not want to go into that Ice Palace, or I guess the Dwarf Chain. And sonicam is just diligently making his way through Turtle Rock, so time is honestly running out for someone to make a play.
This is probably the most long and strung out, drawn out seed for open mode that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Looks like someone is going to be grabbing the dwarf.
I would defy any of our top runners to sub 2 this seed.
Yeah, it's one of those things where if you embrace that the seed is going to be as mean to you as possible, you might be able to squeak away with, like a 145 or something. But yeah, if you're trying to play, play the odds and avoid pendant dungeons and stuff like that, you're gonna have a bad time. Wow, this screen is terrible. We got a Genie, we got a Gibdos, we got a Thief, which thankfully Zarbi has made to take damage in Randomizer.
Thank goodness.
The earlier versions of Randomizer were not like that, by the way.
Also, it's kind of like wish fulfillment there. It's like I've always wanted to be able to kill those guys, and now I can.
Someone apparently does not have enough hearts, picks up the Sank heart here in Peg Cave.
Well, there we go.
Gonna be seeing what the dwarves have to offer. Are they gonna be flutesmiths? I don't even know what you call a person who makes flutes.
I think there's a term for someone who crafts musical instruments, but I can't remember what that is.
Ooh, we got rollers. That's a...
Somebody once told me this room was gonna roll me.
A luthier.
Oh.
Someone making use of that. I don't know if there's a name for the glitch, but something that lets you dash while carrying the chest, whereas normally you will drop the chest the moment you try to run.
Basically, you have to be in a state where the game would not consider your action as part of that. So you either need to be like have taken damage recently, or being recovering from hookshot recoil, or the chest is on the way over from that. Things like that.
It's Ice Palace.
So, I mean, if you want to have a good time this seed,
just do your pendant dungeons.
You have to do all of them, because
Yeah,
Swamp has the fire rod. The silvers are in Turtle Rock, and it looks like the flute is in ice.
And sonicam is just heading right into Vitreous. This one's going to be a lot easier considering it's silvers and a full quiver of arrows. And the floor isn't moving. And there aren't spikes lining the walls. And he finishes Vitreous off. Someone picks up some expansions and is going to be heading into Ice Palace. So, if sonicam goes directly to Ice Palace, he'll only be like a minute or so behind.
Yeah, this will be a very close race if that happens.
But... old news game, that piece of heart hint. Looks like sonicam is going to be checking Spike Cave, though.
Yeah, checking Spike Cave right now makes a whole ton of sense.
Honestly, like... I guess Spike Cave is a place a lot of runners might decide they don't want to do. But if you're thinking... if you're trying to do, like, 4-dimensional chess, routing, Ice Palace might be the best play, just because, you know, your opponent only recently got the ability to go there, and might be putting it off as long as possible.
Basically, if you're feeling super behind, you'd probably head there just thinking... if you'd basically think, where is the place my opponent would be least likely to go? And I'm going to go there.
Yeah. This skull is just not very nice. They just very, very slowly make their way towards you, and it's a pain.
They also deal like a ton of damage.
Yeah. Slow-moving skulls. Unique item is in the castle. Thanks a lot, game. That's...
That is referring to the mirror in this case.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if the secret passage counts as the mirror.
Yeah, the secret passage
counts as the castle. Okay.
Yeah, the castle refers specifically to the 3 chests in the front.
Okay. Good to know. Got a pen gator that got lost, apparently. He's trying to play as a fire bar. Oh, this room sucks. Sonicam is going to be doing the dwarf stuff, which we know isn't going to help him out, fortunately.
I don't know. Did they check dark sewers?
I don't think so, but it might have had the
I think it
map
might have been
or
small.
something. Yeah, it might have been a key or a map.
I think we saw a map, but I think it might have been small key. Uh-oh, someone's out of magic, but potion's right up.
Someone is making this harder than it needs to be. This is like one of the easier bomb jumps if you know the right setup.
Yeah, there we go. Basically, you've got so much like horizontal leeway there. You don't even have to be on the last pixel.
Mm-hmm.
Unique items in
some more
Tower of
old
Hera.
news.
Yep.
One thing I kind of hope they do for future versions of the randomizer, if they want to tweak this hint system out a bit more, is to make it so hints can never be considered old news. Like you can never get a hint to something that, logically speaking, you would have had to have been able to access or needed to access before getting to this hint tile. But that probably would be
there
work.
There is not a whole lot of logic put into the hint system right now. That's why there are a lot of locations that you would normally think requires like the hammer or something that don't. So like Turtle Rock doesn't count as requires the hammer because there's some mode in which it doesn't.
So we're spending some more time here in Ice Palace. Still have yet to find that flute. It's doing its best to hide from us today. It looks like Sonicam has finally made the play. I don't think he even bothered talking to Papa Sahashala.
Gonna leave that one for later. It is one item as opposed to 4 or 5 from these other locations. Yeah, it's looking like the full cold stare may happen here.
Yeah, we haven't seen cold stare yet. Maybe it'll be vanilla, or maybe we won't see him at all. We've seen what? 2 Vitreouses, Vitrii, 2 Trinexes, 1 Armos, 1 Moldorm, multi-Moldorm. Who else? Oh, Helmasaur.
There's the flute. Iced tea room. Somebody called that a little while back. Somebody said, flute and iced tea room, anybody? I remember that exactly. And it is time for Misery Mire.
Yep, we are in go mode. We need nothing else. Not even silvers. Someone just needs to activate it first. And then we're off to the races. Sonicam is not that far behind, but does get grabbed. Taking him all the way back.
Oh.
Losing a significant chunk of time.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, as you stated before, Sonicam took the first 2 games between these 2 runners, correct?
That is correct.
So, right now, someone is in the lead, and that's a pretty big deal.
Yep. But you gotta think, like, 1 hour, 54 minutes into a seed like this.
I mean, no one would feel like they're in the lead, that's for sure.
Yeah. Not even checking Mire Shed, no need. Just going directly in. And Ether was required.
Wow,
that's vanilla. Cool. So that hint for Ether, I mean, they would have probably been to Hookshot Cave regardless, but still, it's good to know. Sonicam getting a hint that doesn't help him at all, unfortunately. And this is a
Probably would have helped him
interesting
earlier when he didn't have the mirror for days. Unfortunately, you needed that mirror to be even able to get here.
Yep.
On account of the location of the Titan's mitts. Mire 2 here is another room that can be an actual nightmare. The good news is you generally don't have a BMOS.
That's interesting. I think someone just hit the bomb that was a layer above him.
Nice. There's the big key. This is the best possible mire. It's about time. It's about time this seed did something good.
Yeah, don't even need to walk through spikes. Just make a beeline straight to whatever boss is here.
It's like you want to say Vitreous, but it's probably not Vitreous. It could be.
It looks like Sonicam is on his way to Ice Tea Room. We'll be catching up a little bit in the form of having that flute. But it looks like someone might be an entire activation of the flute plus Misery Mire ahead.
Yeah, so very, very nicely done on someone gonna come back and take. It looks like gonna come back and take Game 3 of this series between them. No guarantees, of course. This is not a guaranteed situation. But it does look like, people would bet on someone winning this race right now.
Yeah,
I mean obviously someone's going to win this race, but someone's going to win this race.
Yeah, they're both not going to forfeit. Hey, it's Multi-Eye Moldorm 2.
So, seeing those multi-eyes around Moldorm always makes me think of high school chemistry class and talking about valence electrons.
Oh god. That just makes me think of like Moldorms bonding with each other.
Uh-huh.
Oh goodness.
So that's oxygen Moldorm.
That's a lot of valence electrons too. Can probably bond with like at least 2 others. And someone is heading up the mountain now. Gonna be heading into Ganon's tower.
As Sonicam gets the flute and enters Go Mode himself. Looks like someone will be getting to Ganon's tower roughly around the 2-hour mark. Oh, and you know what? It's time to start the guessing game. We got this thing where we like to guess where the big key is. There's 22 locations, and it can be in any one of them. Put your numbers in, and we will see who gets closest.
Yep, and to be on the leaderboard, you must be a sub or supporter of any of the Speed Gaming family of channels.
Yeah, so subscription or 250 bits or more, I believe, is the threshold, and you can be added to the leaderboard. I would say feel free to play along either way.
Mm-hmm.
But we will be cutting this off as soon as someone enters this Ganon's Tower on our screen, so that's probably going to be, right as I'm saying this. So
there we go.
all right, so hopefully we'll be able to see all these chests as someone enters. We've got the powder
How?
and
Half magic. Wow.
Good Lord. Okay, it's like
What a safety
here.
word.
You want to make Ganon's Tower easy on you? All right, we got you covered.
Ooh, sonicam getting grabbed in this first room here in Misery Mire. So I'm pretty sure it's required that the lamp has a key if there's no key on the right side.
That is not the case, but
Okay.
it's
Likely.
close. So the requirement is, and here's I've done way too much looking into this. The requirement is in the following 9 locations. Okay, so we're assuming it wasn't in any of those.
Yep.
Or someone would be out of here. So that was number 7. But so in the 2 on the right, the 4 in that room, the torch, not this map room, but the next room, the fire snake room, and the tile room. Those 9 locations, there must be at least 3 keys.
Huh. So someone just opened up that BMOS to grab.
BMOS. I see what you did there. So unless you found 3 small keys, like if you haven't found 3 small keys and you check the other 8 locations, there's a small key in tile room, which I believe is the case here.
Alright, sonicam does get the big key here in Mire, so he also gets the God Mire. Someone is going to be checking Rando Room, which I think I've already lost count. Or is this 10 through 14?
Yeah, this will be 10 through
10
13,
through 13.
Yes. 11, 12, and 13, that is 100 rupees. And someone will be heading over to Bob's chest.
I think that's your favorite chest, right? That's always your...
It is.
your
I didn't actually pick that one this time. Because somebody already picked 14. But I will say that the name of this anti-fairy being Bob predates my involvement with the randomizer, so this is not named after me.
This is an interesting thief.
We've also got Igors left and right, and these are actual red Igors, by the way. We saw that the hammer was doing no damage to them. You can have those in rooms where you don't have to kill all the enemies.
Unfortunately, Bob's chest just has the layout of the castle. And here's our first and potentially only Argus.
Okay, so we see an Argus here today for the first time in Ice. Argus on Ice. It's a brand new show.
This is a terrible fight because not only is it on ice, but it's also swordless. So we need to keep switching back to the hammer.
Yep, this is the ice-bound turn-based battle.
And getting like double pulls with the ice is probably not a very good or not a very easy thing to do.
I mean, getting double pulls with the hammer and being able to hit them both is pretty difficult.
And sonicam gets his final crystal here. We'll be able to head up to Ganon's Tower shortly, but someone is already about to enter the vanilla big key chest room, and unless he goes right at the beginning, which would require some funky routing,
So we might see the weird strats here. He's gonna get some potions.
Did you just notice that? Argus is alive, and he just got the big key.
Okay, interesting. It had a similar situation to like the pod situation where the enemy goes off screen and then the door opens.
And what was that? Big key number 16, I think?
Yeah, looks like it. Bob was 14, so was it the second one he opened?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then.
Congratulations to Naughty Zayit for being the first person to guess right.
Alright, so now we come to the Gauntlet, which is potentially the great equalizer here in this Randomizer seed, because normally when you're going up the Gauntlet, you have access to, like, bombos or something if something goes horribly wrong. But guess what? Nope.
No sword. The fact that we don't... Okay, it's these enemies that I don't know the name of that just show up everywhere in Randomizer. At least they die to the hookshot, even if they are technically not visible. This is a very forgiving gauntlet so far. Just bats.
Yeah, and the bats don't count as enemies.
What is this gauntlet? This is like baby mode gauntlet.
Wow, getting some pretty good enemy groups here. This one's a little more interesting.
These silver arrows are making short work, though.
That fiery Medusa, I believe is the technical name of that thing, is causing some issues. Oh, try next time!
Hey! Hello, Trinex. Fancy meeting you here. And also in Eastern Palace.
Hello, Trinex, my old friend.
And also Palace of Darkness. And also you were right, 3 Trinexes.
There we go. Could be
might be 4.
We don't know. What's going to be great is in the next room. I'll let you see it. Just because of what Trinex does. I actually don't think Trinex can appear at Mold 1 2. So I think Trinex only works in rooms that are locked into one quadrant of a super room.
Oh, I was wrong. Our final bottle was inside that BMO statue.
Right. The BMO statue.
So third Trinex down, and
we see Trinex merely a shell of his former self.
Sadly, he does not have a hitbox.
Yeah, I think what happens there is just when the explosion happens, the game just moves that shell to the other room.
Oh, that makes sense. There are a lot of Hinoxes this seed as well. Alright. A hookshot makes quick work of these things. We're just gonna be lighting some torches here, going upstairs. It's gonna be soon time to see what's waiting for us in Mold Worm 2.
Mimic on a falling bridge is fun.
Yeah. We got a Soul Popo that's just hanging out in this room. And someone should probably wait for the door to close so he doesn't get the despawn. Oh, this looks fun. Actually, doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, I think the big trap there will just sit on the hole.
We got a chain chomp, which might not even be able to reach you. Yeah, can't reach you. And I don't know if that's a vanilla spike trap or
It is a vanilla spike trap, though. That could be randomized, and in this case, it is not.
Ah!
Vanilla-ish Moldorm.
Those 3 Moldorms are just gonna bind to each other. Make a horrifying amalgam.
Ozone Moldorm?
Oh, goodness. Alright, 5 hearts going into Aga 2, and remember, this is a swordless Aga. We do have the bug net, but it's still not the easiest thing in the world.
All right. It is bug net time. So, I'm not gonna lie, my favorite strat here for Bugnet Aga 2 is net dashing. It's way easier.
Not just a swag strat. Ooh. I don't know if someone has any potions left. I would hope so. Because this is looking a little dire.
Oh, he hit them in the wrong clone there.
This could give...
Oof!
Does he have a fairy at all?
Oh!
He does.
Ooh.
That could have
Saved by the fairy.
That could have been really bad.
I mean, yeah. A death here basically hands the lead to his opponent, so you really want to hope that that doesn't happen.
Alright, 1 or 2 more hits to go. 7 hearts. I don't think he has much to worry about. Yep.
All right, time for the swordless Ganon fight. Gotta deal with the hitbox of Ganon with the hitbox of the hammer, which not particularly compatible things usually.
Yeah, at least we have the silver arrows to make this a reasonable fight.
Yeah, the silver arrows. You can do swordless, silverless, but how about no?
I think someone might want to grab some potions for this fight.
I would say try it one time, and if it doesn't work, go fill up.
This isn't a great
There's a
spot
chance he's
either.
got another one. Or like another fairy. He might have.
I think he probably thinks that sonicam is either right on his tail or even ahead.
Alright, at this point I would... Well, nope, he's going for it.
Yeah, he does not know that sonicam... or he has a decent lead on sonicam.
Yeah, basically, you know, you're looking at chat right now, you're thinking, it's 2 hours, 14 minutes, how is my opponent not already done? I have to finish this right now.
Takes a hit from the trident. Each prong on the trident represents 3 of Trinex's necks.
I was gonna say, there's gotta be some correlation here between the trident and the trinex, but
This is a good spot to be.
yeah, it is. Oh, someone just found the sweet spot.
Using the Using the cane, don't use too much magic, even though we do have silver arrows. And also don't get bodied.
Watch out for the fire. Sorry, that was scary. I almost fell in the hole.
Yeah. Now, with, I don't know if it's just the final phase fire bats, but I know the final phase fire bats, if you know you're going to get hit, you should hold the direction that you don't want to, or hold the direction that you do want to go in. Right? Or no?
Yeah, I think it's the other way around. You'll get knocked back away from wherever you're moving.
Okay, so we can't get a double here. I think this is going to be... I think this is going to be good for someone. We have like half of our magic meter, and we also have half magic. So a little bit of inventory shuffling.
Oh, here it's a double. There we go.
That is it.
And someone finishing off Ganon. What a race! This was pretty solid.
Yeah.
It was very entertaining, at least to me.
Yeah, me too. It's gonna be.
We got an official time of 2 hours, 16 minutes, and 5 seconds.
sonicam probably sees the GG, but is opting to finish the climb. So close to the end, might as well just see it through. I'm surprised neither of these runners went for a powder on that bunny beam.
And we are now joined in chat by someone325. Congratulations on your win. Took one off a sonicam this time.
Yeah, GG's.
So, I've been told that this, according to the chat I'm seeing, at least one of our runners believes this to be the worst Randomizer seed they've ever played.
Yeah, it was something. I haven't played too much Randomizer, but this is quite a seed.
Yeah, you were doing a pretty excellent job of making sure that you were in the right position to get things done. That Vitreous fight in the Mothula room, we almost freaked out, and you pulled it off. Did you notice he was taking damage from the spikes?
Yeah, I think I noticed that. But anyway, the second phase of that's not too bad. It's the first phase that's pretty hard, so that's why I used all my arrows there.
That is perfectly reasonable. All right. So sonicam taking care of Aga 2, getting some doubles and some singles and pretty good shots there with the bug net. So this was the match where the RNG gods handed you the mode.
Yeah.
How much preparation did you do in Randomizer and Swordless before you came into this?
Before this race, I did a Swordless Randomizer and didn't finish that. So
seems legit. Yeah, Swordless Randomizer is kind of a pain because I know that one of the things I like to do in Randomizer is like rely on my medallions a lot, and that's not a thing in this.
yeah.
So you got the win here. So we all thought it was a very brave move and very interesting move to go right back into Ganon after taking that first death. Worked out pretty well. I'm assuming that you felt behind this whole seed because everybody would.
Yeah.
With the way that it was treating you.
Also, that in the beginning in Escape, that enemy didn't die. I don't know what was up with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the Ganon fight, I think the only hard part is the first two phases. Once you get to phase 3, it should be fine. So that's why I was more confident going in. Because if I messed up, I would just die in the first two phases.
Sonicam just got a triple shot on Ganon there.
Nice.
And this should be the fourth shot. Gonna pull that off. We may bring Sonicam in here to talk about this as well. After the win, or after the finish. That was a match. It was back and forth for quite a while. Your opponent did die to Vitreous in Moth's room.
Ooh.
And various things like that. We thought it was a pretty good call for you to bail on Eastern after not making it to the back.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I couldn't be any boss at that point.
Yeah. All right, so it sounds like we're also joined by Sonicam. Congratulations on finishing. I'm told this is the worst Randomizer siege you've ever seen.
Yeah, just about. It was not very friendly to me. I love Randomizer, and I still do, but this was just wow. I just was not ready for that Vitreous, and wow.
Yeah, the Vitreous in Moth's room was kind of a mess.
Yeah,
but it was
handled very well. Like, I don't know, I just felt like I wasn't playing well. And when I died, I was like, forget it. This is just not good. And I felt like the item placement too. Like, I felt like I was behind the entire race. I felt like everything was in the last place I checked.
There was no good way to route this seed, to be honest.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, I felt behind the entire race too.
Yeah.
People had different mishaps here and there. I think these modes like Randomizer and some of the higher variance things can give you that feel because you're just there's going to be mistakes you're going to make, and you just assume your opponent's not making any mistakes,
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit that, but it's also, I don't know, I felt like it was the item placement because I had a 50-50 between, going up Death Mountain or going to Desert, and I went up to Death Mountain instead, and of course it was, the boss at Hera was, what do you call the guy? I can't even think of the guy's name.
Helmasaur.
There you go. I died to him, and then I tried again, I think, and I wasn't able to do it. And if I went to Desert first, I would have had the bow, and I felt like that if I had done that play, I probably would have played a little bit better because I felt like, okay, now I can kill this guy, easily instead of, feeling behind. But, those are the kind of things that just happen.
Yeah, good thing I accidentally skipped the hammer, so I found the bow first.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Someone went up to Hera, got to Helmasaur and was like, nope, and then went to Desert, got the bow, and then finally went to Back of Escape.
Oh no, you didn't have the bow. Okay.
Now one advantage that your opponent had was or that someone had was he got the mirror much earlier.
Yeah, please. I can't. This is why I hate open, and I wanted to veto open. I hate escape. I hate it. That's why I love standard where everybody has to do it. But I'm like, if something is going to be here, I'm like, whatever. It is what it is. And of course, something was there, and you needed to get into a pendant dungeon, and it was just, I hate open. After that last tournament, I'm like, I'm so done with open.
Yeah. Virtually all pendant dungeons had a required item today.
Yeah. Yep.
Especially, I mean, if you consider the silvers required, which they basically are for Swordless.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what was your collection? If you don't mind me asking.
It looks like I have 172.
Oh wow! Yeah, way more than me. Okay, I think I have 167. Yeah, I don't know. I guess just didn't play well today, and kind of got crapped out by items. It is what it is. It happens. Not everyone's on the top of the game every day.
Yep, it happens, and that's why we have multiple matches in this group stage. In case you have a bad day, you can make up for it. And I'm sure both of you will do just, excellent work in the next few rounds. I still thought that both of you guys did an excellent job with this. I mean, probably better than I would do. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I'd have died to that Vitreous like 8 times.
That Vitreous was Manca S the entire time, especially when the thing was chasing me and I had 1 heart, and I'm like, I was inches away from getting hit. I couldn't believe I didn't get hit, but hey, thank God I'd have to do that again.
Yeah, this is gonna be a fun race to look back on, see, I guess, what both of us, how we handle each of the bosses.
Yeah.
Like everything in general.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, how'd you like that thing where the door opened on Argus after beating phase 1?
Yeah, I mean, it's something I've seen before, and I don't know why I thought I had to kill him, even though I've done this before, where, he was in, I think I usually fight him in the desert room, and whenever I kill all the puffs, I know the door opens, and I don't know, for some reason, I felt like I had to kill him. It was weird. Maybe because I was just feeling under pressure, and I'm like, I'm trying to hurry up, and I'm thinking too fast. But yeah, I already knew that was the thing.
I wonder, did they fix the bug where blind just doesn't shut the door?
Yeah, I've only seen like blind not work well with doors. I haven't seen Argus there yet, so that's why I pulled out Silvers.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I don't know about blind. I don't think I ever fought blind really like that in there.
Yeah, blind. I know that blind on the way up GT used to just not open the door or not close the door, so you could just walk right through.
Wow, that would have been nice.
I think blind also like tries to fight you in the room before that.
Oh yeah, it goes up in all 3 rooms.
Oh, sounds like a Halloween seed.
All right, so anything else you guys would like to say about this before we wrap things up here today?
No, just GGs, and of course, thank you guys for commentating. Thank the viewers for viewing, Tracker for tracking. Good job on the race, and let's on to the next one.
Yep, looking forward to the next races. And thank you, everyone, I guess.
Oh, and I do want to ask Rubel. I kind of dominated the interview here. Do you have any questions you want to ask?
I guess the only thing I was wondering about is why both of you put off desert for so long.
For me, I'm an idiot, and and I don't know. It was a coin flip because I was going for item dense places.
Yeah,
That's why I went up first. I mean, it really was a coin flip, and I didn't get it right, which sucks.
Yeah, I figured Eastern and Death Mountain had more items, so I checked those first.
Okay.
Plus, there wasn't any guarantee I could beat the desert boss.
Yeah, I mean that was on my mind too, but I should have just went to desert, especially since it was a crystal. I had everything to get to the boss. I should have just did it, just like I did with at Eastern Palace.
All right, so I want to thank both of our runners, sonicam and someone325, for putting on an excellent show today. I had a great time. I would like to thank our tracker, Nifboy, for taking care of the items on screen. I saw no problems with that whatsoever today. And of course, my co-commentator, Rubel, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yep, thanks for co-commentating with me as well. And I guess thanks to the runners, thanks to Speed Gaming, and thanks to the community for, watching this.
And if you enjoyed what you saw here today, the best way to help those involved out is to give them a follow here on Twitch, and I'm sure you would all appreciate it. So with that, I will just say that I have been Dr. Bobtastic.
I have been Rubel.
And we'll see you later.